before you got with Dre, wasn't Puffy interested in working with you also?
Yeah, Puff. I was running around with Puff.
Before you got with Dree, wasn't Puffy keen on and working with you likewise? Definitely Puff, I was going around with Puff. We was simply we was celebrating man Puff like party. I begin kicking it with Diddy, right? I went around with Diddy for quite a long time.
Yeah.
Quos, and this Diddy, we never went to the studio one time yet. He was like you with your demo. It seems like Diddy can't shake off those dealing allegations. And this time he's back at the center of attention in light of the fact that the game indicated that Diddy attempted to take him shopping. If you catch my drift, you understand what scratch that Diddy took game shopping on various occasions, and it happened for 2 entire years. Currently, game guaranteed the main explanation he stayed close by Diddy for that long was on the grounds that he was trusting Diddy would ultimately sign him to Terrible Kid. Yet people are presently saying Game didn't understand that he was attempting to switch him into one of his oddities. Off amigos, so what precisely occurred among Game and Diddy, and how close Game truly come to turning out to be essential for Diddy's oddity call? How about we dive into these subtleties? We just did a lot of celebrating. We could have went to the studio a few times yet. I don't figure I didn't get to not record anything. The game recently indicated a few times in various meetings that the hip jump scene is loaded with men rappers and moles who take cover behind the womanizer our veneer, yet he never truly dropped any names. As of not long ago, Game is currently spilling the tea about Diddy showering him with gifts sweetheart for a strong 2 years, and the apportion drove many fans to additionally conjecture that those upsetting charges about Diddy being a P in an industry dealer could hold some reality. Tattle about Diddy being on the DL isn't precisely new, and a lot of people in the game like Wendy Williams and 50 Penny have been dropping signs for in a real sense many years. Is that Diddy may be playing it locky with his reality? Way back in 1998, Wendy directly recommended on her radio gig that Diddy could go both ways, and later on news spread that Diddy was behind Wendy getting the boot from the New York radio broadcast. There was a radio character sometime in the distant past. Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was basically scorched at the stake for discussing such Diddy's bodyguard Gene Bargain, as of late affirmed this in a meeting on the craft of disco. And he said he by and by saw Diddy settling on some telephone decisions to get Wendy boycotted from all New York City radio broadcasts. I seen him even tell individuals on the telephone before, like yo, as he did Wendy Williams. He said it we was in Cali when I returned to New York, and that beach it on the radio. This is Wendy Williams, the most blazing radio personality in New York City, when she put out those photos of the man pulling his jeans down, and it seemed to be some gay demonstration that what's going on. He got on the telephone, he said, let me let you know this when I return to New York City, assuming she's on the radio broadcast. He's conversing with a radio leader. He said exactly the same thing. He said, no one that I manage, no one that I know will do anything with you all, no business at all. It won't be no craftsman, no, nothing going come. He's telling individuals at a radio broadcast when we returned to New York City. Wendy Williams was in Philly at another station. Wow, that is the UNC had with regards to 50 Penny. He's been making fun of Diddy about those DL reports for a long time, and he went to the extent that colloquialism that Diddy proposed to take him on a shopping binge like you so yo. Well, we going to be able to to kick it like we can hang out well. God, we got a K. Idiot, you're letting me know we got to kicking this, and he resembles you for what reason? Don't we like go out to shop or some shy? I mean, like I pay for itself, and I resembled the say yet? What? On the road is that 50 Penny isn't the main rapper. Did he attempted to get comfortable with, and it said he could have pulled a similar shopping cart on. In all honesty, the game was truly among the primary rappers to transparently discuss how the enterprise is loaded with men staying quiet about their actual selves while keeping up with their player persona out in the open manner. Back in 2011, the game sprung up on Blad television, and when inquired as to whether he thinks there are a greater number of rappers concealing their actual selves than people suspect, Game spilled that he realizes many. He likewise stalled down, saying the explanation he generally dislikes men specialists keeping things secretive is on the grounds that they're tricking the ladies they're associated with, and possibly spreading around a lot of sexually transmitted diseases in the process. Gracious, that in the storeroom is genuinely unnerving. You understand what I'm talking about, so we got to get into you. get into its earnestness, and it's simply not reasonable for others and afterward that spread since that young lady that you may be tricking could leave you and go get another fella who ain't gay, give him the sickness, and he go undermines her after this interview, reemerged again. The midst of this large number of ongoing claims about Diddy fans additionally began murmuring that perhaps it was Diddy who passed a sexually transmitted disease to Usher in light of the fact that you presumably recollect a couple of years back, Usher got called out for giving herpes to a lady he was expressing back in 2017 court papers, released internet showing that Usher had this sexually transmitted disease from 2009 or 2010 and wound up giving it to his accomplice in 2012. Those papers spilled the tea that Usher covered the lady's hospital expenses and settled things in court for a cool 1 million, and afterward, on top of that, a visually impaired thing as of late turned into a web sensation, asserting that Diddy's ex Kim Dorman was intending to uncover Diddy's unseemly relationship with Usher in her tea, a book, and that she additionally needed to uncover how Usher's mother, Janetta, supposedly stood up to Diddy after she figured out Diddy gave her child herpes. I met with Clear this previous Sunday night, and she showed me the unfinished copies that Kim sent her while investigating the subtleties of Kim and Diddy's relationship that will be uncovered in the book. It will totally take your breath away. Additionally, a portion of the things in the book covered Diddy's gay connections film of those experiences, the men he laid down with sexually transmitted diseases, Diddy given Usher a sexually transmitted disease, and the unstable experience among Diddy and Usher's mother. Now, assuming this is valid, it's very upsetting in light of the fact that L.A. Reid sent Usher to reside with Diddy at Puffy Flavor Camp when he was only 14, and afterward, there's likewise that viral video of Diddy saying he and Usher used to awaken together and wrestle when Usher was 10 years of age. I mean, some time ago when he was like 10 and I was somewhat more established, his more seasoned sibling used to battle about the over-the-ice chips. You understand what I'm talking about. Before Stop was developed, you understand what I'm talking about. Yet, it's my sibling for genuine. We used to wrestle off of with an ice drops, since he used to constantly start off prior with me. Presently, he's perhaps of the most extravagant star on the planet, and what the puffed say, no one will recognize this for me. P just said we used to wrestle over the ice drops and were streaming experience that was dumb. Likewise, did you get the grown-up toy on Diddy's bed behind him? What were they doing in that room in any case? You all after that meeting, with the game re-emerged where he spilled about the DL rapper? So take cover behind their womanizer personas. Fans began pointing fing at Diddy, since he's been connected up with a lot of ladies throughout the long term, and he has 6 natural kids from 4 distinct ladies. Now there are a few bits of hearsay drifting around that his firstborn Justin brushes, and his most youthful love brushes, are not truly his yet. We'll get into that later one way or another. Many individuals are saying that Diddy could have been involving these connections as a distraction and to occupy everybody from tales that he's on the DL Jean bargain. Likewise, recently indicated in a meeting that Kim Poor knew that Diddy was playing with all kinds of people, and Jean likewise suggested that Diddy is most likely feeling better, that Kim is no longer with us since she knew his most profound mysteries. He was all with each chick, each man, whoever he needed to be with. When Kim was alive, Kim know all his most profound mysteries. You comprehend? Kim knew why he was utilizing butt plugs. Kim likely told all that in her book. You comprehend? That up and got missing the day she kicked the bucket, currently returning again to what the game said in that Blad interview when they inquired as to whether he at any point teamed up with a gay rapper without realizing game referenced he'd worked with somebody who was going all on a mission to conceal his actual